It's time for this week's Buzzer Beaters. Listen as our experts pick the results of 5 local games. Buzzer Beaters, every week exclusively on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Follow the Southwest Indiana Sports Network at swisportsnetwork.com or search Roku for our channel at SW Indiana Sports Network.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Life's better under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Welcome back to Buzzer Beaters, and we're with Ken Woodward at the Ken Woodward Agency of American Family Insurance. Ken, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Joe. How are you doing?
Doing really good. Life insurance is something that everyone needs to have. I guess some people probably don't think about it, but they really should have it. And what are some of the products that American Family offers?
Well, Joe, American Family, we have a bunch of different products, and I think a lot of people think life insurance is going to be too expensive, and that's just not the case anymore. We have so many different products that fit anybody's budget. We have our permanent life insurance policies, and we also have our term insurance policies that we carry. So, and I think another thing that people think is if they have insurance through their workplace, they're covered. I don't think they may not understand or that goes away. Once they leave that job, they're not going to have anything any longer. So, it is a lot better and a lot easier for people to get into a policy when they're younger and healthy than it is to wait until they don't have anything any longer.
And, a lot of people are thinking, the insurance they have at work, that might cover the burial expenses, but that's not going to cover expenses for the loved ones they're leaving behind.
Exactly. Just depending on what that employer has to offer. But, you're not necessarily in control of your policy either. You want to have control over your own policy, and having a policy outside of work is the best way to do that and to accomplish the goals that you want, and to make sure that your loved ones that you're leaving behind are going to be covered and taken care of when you're gone.
And is there a formula like for what you need as far as how many years you'd like to have life insurance for?
I think that just kind of depends on your situation and what the goals are there. We try to make it a point to, if you have a mortgage on your home, your life insurance will definitely cover that expense, plus your funeral expenses. So it just depends on the situation. But, we'll get you here in the office and do a needs analysis, which will kind of give us an idea of how much life insurance you need and how long you need to carry that life insurance.
And are you ready for this week's picks?
I am. Let's do it.
Okay. Game 1 is Forest Park at Tell City.
We're going to go with Forest Park this week.
With the Rangers on that one. Okay. In Game 2, we've got Heritage Hills at Boonville.
Yep, we're going to go with Heritage Hills.
In Game 3, we got Southridge versus Tecumseh.
We're definitely picking the Raiders on this one, Joe.
And in Game 4, we've got Perry Central we've got Perry Central versus Crawford County.
And we're going to pick Perry Central.
And in the score game, which is also one of the hardest games, I think, to pick this week, Jasper versus Wrights.
Yeah, Joe, this is very hard. I think we're going to have to go with Wrights, though, on this one. I hate to do that, but I think they're going to do it.
And do you have a score on that one?
28-14.
28-14. Okay, and I forgot to give you the updated standings. You are in second place still with let me pull these up real fast with 7 points. Or 6 points. I'm sorry, 6. You're behind All Star Sports. They have 8. Redemption has 5, and our celebrity picker has 5. And our celebrity picker this week is Mitch Stetter from Southridge.
Okay, all right. Well, we have to work a little bit harder, it sounds like, to get that number 1 spot.
Well, it looks like you guys everyone had a really good week last week. Picked 4 out of 5, but Brad at All Star Sports got the score game right. So not right, but he got it the closest. So you got the extra points for there. But yeah, so it's early in the season. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
And you've been listening to Buzzer Beater on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Buff Sports Communications. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Buzzer Beaters, and we're joined by Redemption Christian Church, Daryl Land. Daryl, coming up on September 10th, Health City Redemption Church has a special event. Let's go over that.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. He's a recording artist, a wonderful man, John Tibbs. Does a lot of good stuff, and it's a free admission concert. It's September 10th. 6 p.m. on Central Time at our Tell City campus. Also, our Tell City worship pastor, Ryan Linton, will be opening up for him and doing some songs, and he's really a wonderful performer and leader as well. So it should be a great night of worship, a good night to gather around for some good praise and worship and entertainment. So I invite anybody out to that. It'd be a great thing to come to.
And, before we get started with anything else, I do want to wish Ryan Stiles at Redemption happy birthday.
Yeah, he turned the big 50. He joined me at the 50, and he's a Tell City alum, so maybe he'll be down there for that concert as well.
Heading back home for the concert, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and this week everyone finished 4-1 on their picks this week. But Brad Albrand All-Star Sports got the point for picking the score, right? Not right, but closest. And the standings this week, you guys are still in third place, but it's early in the season and anything can happen.
A lot of season left. That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Are you ready to pick this week's games?
Yeah, let's go.
It's an interesting slate of games, I think. Forest Park at Tell City.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Forest Park. I'm gonna say their roll keeps going. Tell City, obviously a decent squad, but I just think that Forest Park's got something special this year, so I'm gonna go with them for the victory.
Okay, Heritage Hills versus Boonville.
Heritage Hills is pretty tough, obviously, and I don't think Boonville holds much chance in this one, so I'm going with Heritage Hills.
And Southridge versus Tecumseh.
Yeah, that should be, I think, a good game. Tecumseh's always tough, even though we're a smaller school. But I'm going to give Southridge the victory. They rebounded last week against Boonville, and I think they'll do the same.
And Perry Central versus Crawford County.
Perry Central. I think it's time for them to get that victory. Perry Central and Crawford's still kind of struggling to rebuild just a little bit, so we're going to go with Perry Central on that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they're sitting at 0-2. I expect them to get their first win this week.
Yes. Yeah, I do too.
And then the big game, the one that everyone's having problems picking scores on and picking a winner, Wright at Jasper.
Yeah. Well, there's two different ways you pick. You pick with your head and you pick with your heart. In my head, I know Wright should be heavily favored. I think they're one of the best teams in the SIAC this year. They're quality. But I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to pick Jasper, and I'm going to go with a score of 21-17. How about that?
Sounds good. And I also I'd invite anyone going to the Jasper game, actually all the games, but especially the Jasper game, make sure you're there early. I expect a big crowd at that one.
Yeah, I think it'll be big. I got a wedding rehearsal early, and then going to get over there hopefully before the start of kickoff. And I'm pretty excited for this one. Been a good week, football week for my family. My son caught his first touchdown reception in the JV game the other night, so pretty excited for him.
Awesome. And you know what? And also, you didn't sit there and sweat 20 pounds off during the game.
No,
right?
That's right. It was a lot nicer. So,
well, Daryl, some good picks, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks so much. I'll see you. Bye.
And you've been listening to Buzzer Beaters on the South Western Sports Network, powered by Wellspring Communications. We'll be back, friends. These messages from our sponsors.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
And welcome back to Buzzer Beaters, and we're with the leader of Buzzer Beaters, Brad Albrand at All Star Sports. Brad, how you doing today?
I'm good. Doing good, Joe. How are you doing?
Doing really good. You had a really good week last week. You only missed the North Central North Davies game, but everyone did a lot better than the first. The first week must have just been the opening week. So
yeah, I saw the update. The updated things, and shocked. I'm at the top of the board, but I felt pretty good about all my picks. And we spoke briefly. I don't really know much about North Davies and North Central, so that was just kind of a guess. But we'll take the week high and see if we can do it again this week.
Well, last week, if I would have said this last week, people would have thought I was on drugs or something. But it's going to be a little bit chillier this Friday, and you've got just the apparel for people to come in and get to wear to those games.
Yeah, Joe, we do. And I talked to my staff earlier in the week, and I said, we got home football Fridays, and I know several of the teams are playing at home this weekend. And I sat at the Jasper Harrison game last week, and with delayed start, it was 105-degree heat index, and the last thing I thought was, I may need a sweatshirt for tonight's game. But it's going to be cool tonight. It's going to be a great night for Friday Night Football, and we've got all your local teams. Come in if you need to get a jacket or a sweatshirt. Come in and ladies at the store will take care of you and get you ready for Friday night.
Well, that's just like I took the dog out this morning, like I usually do at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I actually had a sweatshirt on. I thought, is this going to be too much? And I went out and it was like, okay, I need this sweatshirt.
Yeah, we were sitting outside last night, and would have been a great night for a campfire. But like you mentioned earlier, if we'd have talked about this last week, people thought we were crazy. But we don't get many of these cool days in August. But like I said, if you need to get some warm apparel for tonight's game, stop by the store and we'll take care of you.
And the standing points for last week, you got most points. You got 5 points. American Family with 4, Redemption with 4, and our celebrity picker John Goldsberry with 4. And I might add that John Goldsberry beat Kevin Cartwright.
Well, we'll see how it goes this week. Who's the celebrity this week, Joe?
The celebrity this week is Mitch Stetter.
Okay, former pitcher, great from Southridge. That's good.
Oh yeah, and now the pitch one in the bullpen for the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, fantastic.
So are you ready for this week?
I think so.
First game is Forest Park at Tell City.
It's a tough one, Joe. I know Tell City had a big win week one. Struggled last week. I believe they were at Herrick Childs, if I'm not mistaken. Herrick Childs always plays well at home, but Forest Park's 2-0. I'm not sure the last time they started out 2-0, and I know there's some excitement around the program. People in the store are talking about it, and got a new young coach at Forest Park. So I'm going to go with the Rangers to go 3-0 on the road at Tell City.
And we do the Greg Gibson show, and he mentioned Forest Park. He said they were very physical.
They are. I know my son's a junior, and they've got a junior class over there that's got some pretty good sized boys and some good athletes, and some of the younger classes. They're hopefully their program's on the rise. I think they got good numbers this year, and like I said, the new coach is he's out second year and he's breathing a life in the program, which is good to see.
Heritage Hills at Boonville.
Heritage Hills played well last week, and I don't know, Boonville, I believe, came to Southridge and got beat on Saturday, which was probably changed their routine up a little bit. But I'm going to go with Patriots on the road at Boonville.
In Game 3, we've got Tecumseh at Southridge.
Tecumseh at Southridge. I know Coach Beaning. You get a couple games in, and he's watching game film, and he does a really nice job of making adjustments over there for the Raiders. And Now, Tecumseh's started out a little tough this year. I think they had a real tough one on the road on the home opener. I'm going to go with Southridge at home to beat Tecumseh tonight. Or tonight, tomorrow night, wherever it is, Joe. I'm going to say tonight. So,
Game 4, we've got Crawford County at Perry Central.
I don't know much about either team. I know that Perry Central, I believe, is 0-2. I believe Crawford might be 0-2. So someone's getting their first win this weekend, and I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to take Perry Central.
And with Coach Gibson having Gilliam at the running back, I think Perry Central's a pretty good pick there. So,
hopefully they can get a win and get a little momentum for them.
And then the interesting game of the week is going to be Wrights at Jasper. That's our score game.
Yeah, that's the one I've thought about a lot. And Jasper had a really nice showing last week against a Harrison team that didn't put up much of a fight. The good thing was we didn't have many injuries, and we got a lot of the younger kids got to play in the second half with the running clock. Wrights is a whole different story. Wrights is a different team. They put the ball in the air. They're a pretty dynamic offense. And for the first time of the year, Joe, I'm going to go against the Wildcats. I'm going to take Wrights to win at Jasper, score 28-7.
28-7, and also another prediction: how many people will be tailgating for that game?
I'll tell you what, as we referenced earlier, the weather's going to be ideal for tailgates, and I think there's going to be a huge turnout. Wrights generally travels pretty well, especially when they're good, and I think there are high expectations for Wrights this year, and I think it's going to be a great night. And I would say be down there about 5:30 so I get a tailgating spot for the Wrights Jasper game.
Okay, Brad. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, Joe. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.
And you're listening to Buzzer Beaters on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brothers Communications. We'll be back for a few sentences from our sponsors.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
Welcome to the Buzzer Beaters, and we're joined by our celebrity picker of the week, Mitch Stetter. Mitch, how you doing?
I'm good, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Everyone knows who Mitch Stetter is, but maybe lost track of what you've done since you left Indiana State. Kind of what have you been doing since Indiana State?
Well, I got drafted by the Brewers and played professionally for 11 years with them. And after I was done playing, I joined the Kansas City Royals as a coach and worked my way through the system with them. I was a lower level coordinator for a few years, and then I got the major league bullpen coaching job this last off season. So I've been with the Kansas City Royals this year, and we're just trying to find a way to win some games right now.
And I remember you playing quarterback for the Southridge Raiders. And I only have one question: Did Tanner ever live up to letting you run the annexation of Puerto Rico? Did he ever let you run that?
I don't think he ever let me do it. No, we always wanted to throw in some trick plays from time to time, and he was open to it, but I don't think we ever ran it.
And as I've told you, I think I've told Kirk Kuczynski, I've told Adam Tenbarge, I've told John DeFerber, et cetera. I think that you guys were the key to starting Southridge's success in football.
Yeah, we had a couple good teams back in the day. Beating Jasper and Heritage Hills in the same year, that was very memorable. One of the most memorable things from high school, honestly. So, I definitely think we started something special at Southridge, and ever since they've had a nice program.
Okay, are you ready for this week's picks?
I think I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. It's been kind of an interesting week. Actually, it's kind of been interesting because the first week of Buzzer Beaters, everyone finished 1-4. The second week they all finished 4-1. So let's see what this week happens.
All right.
Okay, game 1 we got Forest Park at Tell City.
I'm going to go with Forest Park 27, Tell City 20.
Forest Park, okay. And game 2 we've got Heritage Hills versus Boonville.
I'm going to take Heritage Hills 35, Boonville 7.
35-7, okay. And game 3, we got Southridge versus Tecumseh.
I, of course, have to stick with the home team there with Southridge and Brad Ohanian and Ross Foose. Southridge 54, Tecumseh 6.
And Perry Central versus Crawford County.
I'm going to take Perry Central 30 and Crawford County 8.
Okay, and then the game that everyone's repping that I put on here, which I would have to. I mean, Jasper versus Wrights.
Yeah, this was a tough one. I was gonna take Jasper, but I'm gonna take Wrights 31, Jasper 21.
31-21. Okay. Well, those look like some good picks, and we wish you luck on the rest of the season with the Royals.
All right, I appreciate you having me, Joe. Thank you.
And we're back on the Buzzer Beaters Drive for our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Mega Communications.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.